Hey, Penny. How's it going? Not too bad. I'm being an adult and having fries for dinner. Homemade fries? Like, did you cut the potatoes yourself? Or, are they already, like, pre-made, you just need to heat them up? Checkers frozen fries dipped in Fiesta taco dip. Ooh. I just made chicken fried rice tonight. Phoenix wanted chicken fried rice, so I made chicken fried rice. I didn't end up liking it, but Phoenix liked it a lot, so... I think it's because I used regular chicken breasts instead of like cooking up like regular like breaded chicken burgers, and then just chop that up and then put it in there. We had cabbage and fried chicken, corn, and cornbread. Ooh. So there has been, I'm going to turn this down a little bit, just in case you guys are struggling to hear me a little bit. Hey, Zach. So we're gonna be talking about quite a few things tonight, and we're not playing, Paper Mario tonight. 'Cause, I gotta go do something at like 8 o'clock my time, so you're not getting me forever today. So, there has been a lot going on with the gaming discourse right now, ranging from Elden Ring's new DLC to a popular Twitch streamer turned out to be someone bad. My god, shock, mind blown. Don't worry, we're not becoming a drama channel. It's just, I find it very funny. So, first, let's get the heavy shit out of the way. Dr. Disrespect. Fuck him. He is a piece of shit, and a lot of his friends are transphobic and homophobic dickheads. Turns out that, well, a alleged former Twitch employee came out and basically said the reason why Dr. Disrespect was let go from Twitch was because he had inappropriate communications with a minor with the intent to cross state lines to have sex with them. Now, was there any proof of this? No. However, Dr. Disrespect then replied to that thread, responding with, "This has already been settled, and Twitch paid out my contract." Not a good look. Not a good look. And then his own company, one that he made, just did an investigation on him because at first they assumed his innocence, which, fair, assume innocence until proven guilty. They are no longer working with him after that investigation was done. They let him go. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know about any of you, but if your own company investigates what you have done and has deemed that you are responsible and you are bad, I don't know how much more guilty you can get. So, yeah, now they're trying to turn this around on Mr. Beast and his trans friend, and it's not working. It is horrifically not working. Just proving that transphobes are pedophiles 9 times out of 10. Anyway, off the hard stuff that I found absolutely funny. Sorry, I like watching pieces of shit get their comeuppance. But anyway, moving on. Elden Ring. The new DLC has dropped, and I have watched some gameplay footage of it, not a lot. But the concession is clear. The new DLC is hard. I don't know why people are surprised. And I made a video today basically lambasting a lot of those complaints. Now, is there genuine criticism with the DLC? Of course there is. There's always genuine criticism when it comes to Dark Souls or any of the Soulsborne games. Elden Ring is no saint on a pillar. It is a complex and deeply mechanical game. Now, a lot of the Steam reviews are just game hard, game unfair. How? Explain. What do you mean? Most of them do not do that. A lot of the complaints are coming around Radon. And that he is reborn. It is a reborn Radon, and he is hard. Yeah, no shit he was hard. He was hard when the original Elden Ring came out. What's your point? The problem that comes from this thing in particular is that this is the song and dance every fucking time FromSoft releases DLC. It happened with Dark Souls 1, it happened with Dark Souls 2, it happened with Dark Souls 3. Y'all fuckers don't remember Dark Eater Madir, do you? And for the first little bit of a DLC dropping, people were screaming that it was bad, it was broken, the bosses are impossible. But then you know what people did? They kept playing, they learned the bosses, and they improved. They also found the weapons and armor, and guess what? Weren't playing on New Game Plus +9. If you don't know how a FromSoft game works, is that New Game Plus is not just a mode that allows you to keep your weapons, gears, and levels when you start a new save. It also increases enemy health and damage by a certain percentage for each New Game Plus that you start with. It's why when you play through New Game Plus Save 1, that you feel overpowered, but then when you get to New Game Plus 9, you feel extremely underpowered, because the enemy has essentially gotten a massive percentage boost. And I can bet a lot of people are starting this DLC on New Game Plus fucking 9. Without even realizing it. Now, I stopped playing Elden Ring. I beat it once, I got the ending that I wanted, and then I was done. It's because I'm burnt out on open worlds, I'm burnt out on the Souls style of games. I don't want to play them anymore, because, well, I proved that I could do it, and I just was done. Mechanically, the Soulsborne games are learn, adapt, overcome. You are expected to die. You are expected to die learning the boss's movements, their patterns, and everything, so that way you can overcome them. That is the point of Dark Souls. That's the point of any of FromSoft's harder games in that genre. Are some bosses harder than others? Fuck yeah, they are. I fucking hate Dark Eater Midir. I hate that boss fight in Dark Souls 3's final DLC. I did it once. I will never do it again. Because I refuse. The fight is just, it takes too long. Dark Eater Midir's hitboxes are jank. I don't like it. But there are other people that scream from the heavens that Dark Eater Midir is the perfect fight to prove that you are a Soulsborne champion. Whereas I'm going, this is bullshit. Elden Ring is the same way. It just has a few more movement options. You're not just expected to roll. You're expected to jump. It has a jump button for a reason. A lot of people learn playing base Elden Ring that you can just jump over a lot of attacks and you will be perfectly fine. So long as the enemy, A, isn't using an AoE attack, or B, has a follow-up attack that goes up and follows. 9 times out of 10, you can get away with jumping over shit. As well, a lot of people are finding that their original tools and levels aren't as effective anymore, because guess what happens when a game gets updated? The sandbox got rebalanced. Same thing happened with the Hoarfrost step and Blood step. My build got fucked because I relied on Hoarfrost Stomp. But then I found Blood step, and that helped me too, but then they nerfed Blood step by just by removing a second of frame invincibility. And yeah, having that frame by frame invincibility is good, but then you notice that you're lost 1 second of invincibility, so that moment where you can just is now you're gonna get hit if you're not careful. Been a little while, huh? Yeah. So I had a commenter come onto my YouTube short there. And he did explain it a little bit more, is that he got sick of the power creep. That the power balance feels broken and off. Which, if that is how you feel, if you feel like Dark Souls and Elden Ring and all that has started pulling a Dragon Ball Z, you know what? I can't argue with that. That is how you feel, and that is how you experience the game. You feel like it's not a fair challenge because the enemy has just decided to be a new Dragon Ball villain where you can't reasonably keep up. And that's perfectly fine. But this is where I need to point something out, as Zach has actually just said. If you don't have the time to invest in a game, that does not make it bullshit, and that does not make it bad. It means that you don't have the time to invest in it, like it's asking you to. And this is a wider problem within the gaming sphere. Time to a game. We are seeing games that run over 100 goddamn hours and expect you to master them. Which, some games can do that, other games can't. Dark Souls is one of the, like, Elden Ring, Soulsborne games want you to learn and master it. Get it down beat so that way you can succeed. And then repeat ad nauseum. Not every boss will be the same. Not every boss is going to hit the same. But at the same time, some bosses are going to be fucking hard. And if you want to play through it, you gotta beat the bullshit. Yeah. Guess what, guys? Some enemies are bullshit. There's just no getting around it. And Dark Souls, well, Elden Ring, my god, they're the same fucking name at the end of the day. Elden Ring gives you the tools to succeed. As well, Elden Ring has been a massive shift in FromSoft design. We got bosses that break the mold. Fucking Blood Girl over there. She is a boss that feels like a Bloodborne boss inside a Dark Souls game. Because she had lifesteal, and she hits way faster than any other attack in the game does. She had to be nerfed to make the boss fight a little easier. Because people were complaining about it so much. Now, is that probably going to happen here with Radon and a lot of other bosses within the DLC? Probably. They're probably going to have animations cut short or more chances to attack or make them easier to stagger. But that does not make a game bad. I am seeing people lambast Elden Ring and just tear it a new asshole because the DLC is a little harder than they expected. That's not fucking fair. They are review bombing the game because the game is a little bit harder. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm not talking like the DLC. They are review bombing Elden Ring's main page. The main page. The base game has not changed. The DLC was added to the base game. What the fuck are you doing? All in all, it is stupid bullshit. And my only, again, I get it. There is complaints to be had about game design and difficulty spike. But we have been told from day one that this was going to be harder. They were not shy about it. They have been talking that this will be more difficult than base game Elden Ring. How the fuck were you not prepared for that? You knew going in that your gear and your saves were not going to cut it. You had to either restart with a new character and build up to the DLC so you weren't playing on save goddamn 9 and higher, or you had to redo your build. Which, by the way, there's an in-game mechanic to do that. And the one person that was complaining at me said, I've done everything. No, you fucking haven't. I know for a fact that you didn't. Because guess what? There's new shit in the DLC to grab. There's new weapons, new armor, new spells, everything. I know for a fact you didn't try everything. And that's what gets me. People are saying, I tried everything. No, you haven't. Just admit that you don't have the time to put into this shit. It's fine. But you can't get mad at the game for telling you, try something else. And try out the new shit. Because your old gear ain't working anymore. It's the same with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World, best example. When we got the new world, like when we got Iceborne, your old shit won't cut it anymore. The new monsters that start out in Iceborne are end level of base game. So your weapons barely hurt them. So you need to get new weapons and gear to be able to fight them. I wonder why. It's escalation. It's always going to be escalation. But Elden Ring is its own beast. Yes, it plays like if Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Sekiro to a degree all got together and made a homunculus. It is all those games in one. And so, yeah, you are going to have to, kind of adapt to that. I was not used to this. Like, I played Sekiro. I played Bloodborne. I played Dark Souls. I was not used to the speed at which a lot of bosses were swinging at me at first. Fucking Mordred came at me, and I'm like, whoa, you fast. The whole point of this, you learn, you adapt, you succeed. That has been Soulsborne 101 since day one. And now you have an issue with it. That's why people are getting upset at people. You were fine with it back then. What is wrong now? Oh no, you have to actually start trying again. It's a little too hard. And if you don't have the time to put into it, just say you can't. Or take a breath, walk away, come back when you're calmed down. I rage quit a few Dark Souls 3 bosses. I rage quit them. But then I calmed down and I came back. And then I beat them. Adapt, learn, overcome. Always. And again, not everyone has the time to do that. That is perfectly okay, and that is perfectly reasonable. And a lot of people don't want to play games to just get absolutely throttled time and time again. Then, I'm sorry, you need to go find a new game. Grind your teeth on something else for a little bit. Then come back if you want to. As I said, I'm not going to play the DLC. I'm not going to play Elden Ring anymore. I'm not going to play Souls games for like probably a long, long time. Unless I'm coerced for like a charity thing or something. Because like, I could give less of a fuck. Does this mean that Elden Ring is bad? No. I just got burnt out on open world. Is the new DLC bad? No. At least I wouldn't think so. A lot of people are still singing its praises. Yeah, it's hard. Welcome to Soulsborne. You gotta roll with the punches. If you find it bullshit, that's your problem. not anyone else's. But the response shouldn't be to review bomb the fucking game. I'm sorry. You make your complaints known in a different way. Now, like, a lot of people are going to say, well, how the hell are we supposed to make those complaints known? On their forums. They have forums. All saying that this game is hard is going to do is just make people think, oh, it's a Dark Souls game. It's why people are laughing. It's the Dark Souls game that got the people saying, oh, get good, scrub, to start whining that it's too hard. That's why people are making fun of you. Because the Dark Souls, like the Soulsborne community, for so long has been get good, scrub. So you want to know why everyone's laughing at you? Because now they get to do that to you. They now get to laugh at you because you're bitching and whining that it's too hard. Just get good, scrub. It's why I have no pity for this. The game has told you from the tagline, you are going to die. It is going to be hard, and the DLC is going to be much harder. You don't get to complain that it's hard. Is its challenge bullshit? Does it look any that fucking different from any other Soulsborne game that I've played? Yeah, some animations come out fast. Same with base game. I don't know what else to tell you. But, switching gears. Total War, Warhammer 3, got a new update. New balances, new everything. And a new hero was added for the Khorne faction. In Total War, you have lords, and then you have heroes. Lords command armies. Heroes are playable units that you can field within an army. Essentially like Warhammer 40k, you got your captain, and then you got your lieutenant. The new hero that was added for Khorne was our good boy Karanak, the hunting hound of Khorne. Karanak is a very fun hero inclusion for Khorne. I would have preferred it if Karanak was a lord, because he's supposed to be like the leader of Khorne's bloodhounds. I think that would have been really cool. But he is a hero that can be added to Khorne armies. Which right now is limited down to Skarbrand and Valkia. Which sucks because Khorne has a few other lords that he could field. Like Skulltaker, I think that would be a really good one. But yeah, Karanak comes in with updates for the Bloodhounds and different dog units within the Chaos factions. So that's good. That's good at least. As well, something for people that might want to get into Total War Warhammer. And I actually really like this idea. I wish a lot of other strategy games would implement this. Sandbox mode. So, what is sandbox mode? Well, in the skirmish game mode, you can set your battle to sandbox. And what it does is that it makes the AI do nothing. They don't do shit. They will attack if they are attacked back. They will shoot if you come into range of their guns. But otherwise than that, they won't do anything. They'll just stand there, minding their own business. No thoughts, head empty gameplay. Okay, what's the point of this? Well, it's to allow new players and veteran players to learn armies and units that they might not know about, or learn them, or learn how to use newer units that were added in updates. I think that is a fantastic idea. Because every time there was an update, I had to learn on the fly. I had to learn what new units did very fucking quickly, or else I'd get curb stomped. And that is no fun. It's actually why I struggled with the new Nurgle Lord. Or because a lot of his new units, yes, they're melee oriented, but they don't hit like every other melee unit in the game because, well, they're Nurgle units. They want to sustain and be in combat for as long as possible, but I underestimated how slow they be. This new mode allows people to practice and learn their armies at their pace so they can understand what the fuck is going on during a battle. And they can actually take the time to learn maneuvers, deployments, ranges for their units, everything. So they can fit their army's playstyle to theirs. And it allows people to experiment with armies that they might not have been interested in. The only reason I started experimenting with more armies in Total War Warhammer was because I was playing with my brother and our friends, where I know that if I fucked up, they could cover me for a bit while I recuperated. Which is pretty fucking awful, if you ask me. It does not feel good to try out something new and then get immediately sack-whacked. But this new mode allows us to basically figure out what units work for us, what units don't work for us, what armies we prefer to play and not. Which, you know what? Fucking A, Creative Assembly. That is a wonderful idea. That is very welcoming to newcomers. That is very helpful to veterans and content creators as well, because it will help us record footage of lords and soldiers without having to worry about the AI just coming in and cock-slapping us, or getting bombarded from afar. That is really, really good. Like, hats off to you, Creative Assembly. A good idea. There's also been several other updates to armies and units throughout the game. Vampires. I don't know why people hate you. But you got nerfed again. It sucks because I'm playing a vampire campaign right now with my friends and my brother. And I'm playing vampires, and I'm playing the guy that got nerfed. So, oof! I don't get why they get hit a lot. Because every time I see them played now, they are getting absolutely steamrolled. Like, it's not even funny. Like, turn 30, the vampire factions are gone. Like, holy shit. Hi, Hermes. Yeah, no, a lot of good updates so far. I will have to go through and see what else has been updated and changed over time. But, you know what? Very happy to see our good boy Karanak. And very happy to see sandbox mode for those that want to try and learn Total War Warhammer. And do I recommend Total War Warhammer? I do. I think it's a good game. It has its problems. But if you're into strategy games, like grand strategy games of commanding whole armies and countries and such, keeping an economy going, all that kind of stuff, I think Total War Warhammer is a good game to try. I don't like how they do DLC a lot of the time, but you don't need the DLC to play the fucking game. Any changes that you get to a faction are universal. DLC is mostly locked down to new units and new legendary lords. So yeah. Though if you do get Total War Warhammer 3, I totally recommend the Thrones of Decay DLC, as it has Tamar Khan, Malachi Makaisen, and the Lich Queen of Nuln. And they are all fantastic lords to try. Malachi Makaisen is the easy mode of a dwarf campaign. And I just have so much fun with the Blimp Lord riding on in with his swashbuckling human friend and his fellow dwarf slayer. I think it's great. Speaking of Karanak, they showed his AOS 4 sheet. Cool. I don't play AOS. You guys were talking about AOS in the Discord chat. I was lost the entire time because I'm not interested in AOS, but you know what? I'm very glad that you guys have found a place where you feel that you can talk about it and have a good time with. I'm very glad about that. And I'm glad that you veterans of AOS are being so very welcoming and very caring to people who have genuine questions about AOS. That makes me so very fucking happy to see in my server. I am so happy to see that you guys are being innkeepers and letting people in. I love that. I'm so proud of you guys. Sorry, I'm looking at something. But yeah, no, you guys, I'm gonna sing your guys' praises for a good minute. So you guys don't understand how much I appreciate you all as a community. I know that we have like over 230 members in the server, and a lot of them are lurkers. They don't want to talk, and that's fine. That's fine. But the majority of this community, wherever they are, has been very accepting, opening, and loving to new people that want to come into the games that we love. And you know what? I'm very proud of you fuckers for that. I'm very proud. There are some days where you make me question my mental well-being and my place on this fucking dirtball we call home. But other days, I see you guys just talking about shit that you love and having a good time. The hell is AOS? Age of Sigmar, which is Warhammer Fantasy, basically. But yeah, no, I'm very proud of you guys for living up to the expectation that I set. Because I want our community, I want my channel, I want the content that I create to be openers for people to come into these hobbies and games that we love. Because despite what fucking cringe lords on Twitter say, New blood does not ruin a game. It does not ruin a franchise. It keeps things alive. And the fact that you guys, gals, and non-binary pals are so loving and so welcoming, just, it makes me happy to see that. It makes me very proud. A lot of you don't put up with bullshit. I also appreciate that. And I also am very appreciated that a lot of you feel like you can air out your grievances, and a lot of us are mature enough to handle that. And I appreciate that so fucking much. You have no idea. And I know I can be very spicy with my comments. I can be very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Confrontational is the nice way of putting it. There are times where I can just be fucking done with someone. You guys have seen it. Where someone just says a thing and I just, nope, I'm done. And they're gone. I have been learning how to, like, basically just tap into that and just go, no, I'm not dealing with this. Get out of here. But at the same time, my goal has not changed. I want people in my hobbies. I want people to enjoy the shit that I enjoy, or at least understand why I and others enjoy the things that we do. Because when I was growing up, when I was going through, like, late elementary school, junior high, and high school, no one understood why I liked Warhammer. No one understood why I liked Halo. And it turns out, like, there was a lot of other kids and a lot of other teenagers back when I was in school who loved Warhammer, who loved Halo, but just felt like they couldn't bring it up, and then were jealous of me because I just didn't give two fucks, and I would bring my codexes to school to read. We still talking about the challenges of introducing our fans? Yeah, a little bit. So it wasn't the reason why I started my content, why I started doing stuff for content creation. Why I started doing stuff for content creation was because I wanted to try and jumpstart voice acting. I still am trying for that, but at the same time, but it has clearly shifted to more about talking about games and tabletop games that I love and enjoy. Along with trying to expand the horizons. I see you staring at me, Persona 5. Stop fucking waving at me. I see you, motherfucker. Kids used to bully me for liking anime in the first half of the O's. Look what's taken over children media now. Exactly. I don't know what the phenomena is where kids just hate on a thing. I know it's like one kid says it and a lot of other kids go, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I don't want to be the odd one out here. I don't want to be the odd one out here. And yeah, they don't want to be the odd one out. So, like, they think, like, the different is weird when it's not. Now, could I be annoying back in the day with Warhammer? Oh, fuck yeah, I could. I was an annoying little shit. Much like every other kid and teenager was. I stand by the fact that my fucking Corn Berserkers could beat the shit out of Twilight vampires. I stand by that shit. But the idea here is to not only get people into the stuff that I was into, but also, hey, it's okay to be passionate about stuff. It's okay to enjoy this stuff. To a degree. To a degree. There is passion and love, and then there's toxicity. I love Halo. I think Halo is amazing. Do I think 343's takes on Halo have been perfect? No. As I have said, Halo 4 has the best story out of the Halo games. Halo 5 has one of the most fun, unique gameplays that I've seen from the Halo universe, while Halo Infinite was a good experiment that got fucking capped in the knees. But the most disturbing thing that I found about 343 is that they have a lot of the same problems as Bungie did. Yeah. A lot of the same problems. And that's depressing. I don't sing 343's praises. I am very critical of 343. But I also admire what they do. I understand the situations that they are put in. And that a lot of them don't deserve the flack and hate that they fucking got. Now, that doesn't mean we can't criticize and we can't talk about negative. Criticism helps. Attacking does not. And a lot of the decisions that 343 has made was made at metaphorical gunpoint by Microsoft. They didn't want to do a lot of the multiplayer stuff that Microsoft was forcing them to do. But it comes down to feeding your family or losing your job. All of them would choose feeding their family over losing their job. It's more complicated than that. It doesn't mean they don't love Halo. It doesn't mean they don't love the property they're working on. They do. And you can just imagine how frustrating that is for them. To be a fan of something, to be given the privilege to work on it, and then be hamstrung and fisted up the ass while doing so. That's not fair to them. And yeah, again, creative decisions, not every one of them was Microsoft's idea, and it wasn't a good idea. Like the Endless, not a good idea. Deserves valid criticism, i.e. should have kept it between the Banished and the UNSC, or should not have chickened out on the created conflict. Genuine criticism. But I still love Halo, and I will sing its praises to high heaven. My entire Halo 3 script is me singing the praises of it, aside from one mission. And I'm going to be doing the same with ODST and Reach, but I'm still going to criticize it when it comes in, because to get people into something, you can't just talk it up. You can't just, like, suck its dick and praise it nonstop. There is obvious issues with it. You gotta make it known. Like Warhammer 40k. Some armies don't have books. They have to use their indexes, and it can feel unfair that you're stuck with one page of rules while your opponent gets a whole myriad of a selection. Some armies get more love than others. Space Marines will always get more love than any other army in 40k. That's just a fact, because they make up for 60% of GW's revenue. So yeah, they're gonna fucking prioritize Marines. And that can get annoying. The fluff doesn't give a shit about continuity. Unless it's like the main points of the Horus Heresy, which even that was changed again. Continuity is out the window because it's a sandbox game where anything can happen. Have fun. But yeah, that is the goal at the end of the day, to get more people into the things that we love and explain why. My Halo videos right now are full of spoilers, and guys, Halo 1 and 2 are 2 decades old. Halo 3 is fast approaching 2 decades old, and it's just going to keep going from there. Halo 4, Halo Reach, and Halo ODST are over a decade old. So I think it's okay to spoil them. Because you may know the story about how something happens, but you don't know point A to B about how we got there and how fun it was to do so. I remember going to a Halo 3 launch party in a mall. And it was fun, wasn't it? And part of the reason, like, there's multiple reasons why I'm planning to do what I'm planning to do on Saturday. Complaining about old game spoilers, like complaining about spoilers for fucking Lord of the Flies. I haven't read it, but I know you're not going to. Exactly. The reason why I'm running a community night is, A, get footage for the Halo 3 video, which means that you want to be in the Halo 3 video, just show up to come play. But also, Halo 3 was one of the most fun multiplayer experiences that I've ever had. I love playing Halo 3 online with my brother. And yeah, it's not the same because, like, it's not on the original Xbox 360, it's on Master Chief Collection. But if I can get close, I'm going to get close. And I think that's great. And this is something else that I really like that companies are doing. I like when a game comes out as a collection and we are able to play online with those collections. I was actually fairly surprised to see in the Nintendo Direct that they're bringing back Marvel vs. Capcom 2, along with a ton of other Marvel beat-em-ups and other fighting games within it. And with full online play added on to that. I think that's great for video game preservation and getting people into these fandoms and communities that they might have been interested in but had no way of knowing where to start. And trust me, asking you fucks about Persona was one of the hardest things to do, and then just asking anywhere else, no one could give me a straight answer. I really fucking hate that. As an example. And Doritos and was the dumbass running in while my buddy would play sniper. I'm sorry, boss. We were trying to avoid spoilers. Guys, sometimes you gotta say spoilers to get somebody into the thing. Because guess what? Context does matter. And I will learn that context when I play it. Now, if someone says, don't tell me, that's okay, but you know what I mean. I love most spoilers because it's the adventures getting to you to the point. That's the fun part. Exactly. I'm of the same mindset. But, like, so I'm going to spend the last little bit of the stream talking about this. And I'm going to take my headphones off because, fuck. Listening to music is calm and relaxing, but I need my brain. So when I have looked at where people, like, different lore channels and everything, I rarely see on those channels ways to get into the thing or videos adding context to the thing. And I fucking hated that. Because when I was trying to show people stuff that would get them into the things that I was into that they were genuinely curious about, they would come back to me the next day and said, I'm not watching that. Why not? Because why the fuck should I care? What's the backstory here? This is just so much overload of information. Why the fuck should I care? Because those videos are meant for people who already have a base understanding and history already in their noggin. The idea of my videos is to help people know what they're getting into and give them the basic rundown so they have that basic information so they can go to those other channels and other lore stuff and learn without being lost. Because a lot of these lore channels and a lot of these story channels tend to play the fucking pronoun game. Unintentionally so, because they are assuming that you know what they're talking about or who they are talking about. You can't do that with everyone. It's why I appreciate channels like Arbiter Ian, Bricky, Halo Canon at the time. Halo Canon, miss ya. You were fucking great. You got me into a lot of the Halo books. Fuck, I miss ya. Those channels did a very good job at getting people into the stuff. Taraga Maxil on TikTok. I did not know that Bionicle's lore went as deep as 40k. I did not know that. But now I know that there was, like, not just one Makuta, there was a species of Makuta. What the fuck? And they explained it so fucking well. Taraga, if you see this, I fucking miss you, bud. I know I'm not on TikTok. I saw that you're starting to post again. Fuck me. Miss ya. Holy shit. But I am appreciating all these content creators that are coming out that are just helping people get a basic understanding. And they do like their more deeper videos and stuff. They do that. But they have them in playlists where you can start and end. Which is also fairly fucking good. And I really appreciate channels that do that. Because, believe it or not, that shit can get annoying when you don't know where to start. It's been fairly annoying for me looking up Persona stuff so I can do a review. And I get it. I do get, like, not every channel is for beginners. A lot of them are just fans that have been fans for a long time, wanting to discuss the stuff that they love and are going into it without a care in the world that someone who doesn't know but wants to is watching a video completely dumbfounded about the topic at hand. And since a lot of people weren't doing the basic stuff, I thought, hey, why don't we? Why don't we do the basic stuff? Why don't we talk about, like, where to start, how to start? The Warhammer Army Guide videos are the best example of that. How and where to start. What's the army? What are they about? What do they do? Basic background knowledge, basic fundamental player knowledge. That's all you need. Same with Magic, same with Yu-Gi-Oh, same with Pokemon, same with Arcana. Basic knowledge to start people out so they understand what they're getting into and then can get deeper into it. They can enjoy the meat of the product. You don't throw people into the deep end. You don't. You put them in the shallow end, teach them the basics, and go from there. And yeah, sometimes the Halo 3 script is done. It's ready to go. I'll be recording it, and then I'll be editing the video. But then come Saturday, we will be doing the community night at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on a Saturday. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that because I need a lot of multiplayer footage, but also just to show how fun the multiplayer can be. So yeah, if you want to be a part of it, first, get Master Chief Collection on PC. If you don't have a PC but you have an Xbox, I think crossplay is good to go. Make sure that Master Chief Collection and Halo 3 multiplayer pack are all downloaded and ready to go. Because if you don't, you won't be able to fucking play with us. It's actually very easy, though. You just make sure that your add-ons are downloaded. But yeah, that's the plan. We will continue, though, with Thousand Year Door on Wednesday, and the stream schedule has officially changed from Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Friday, now Saturdays. So yeah, because a lot of you fucks, a lot of you beautiful fucks, you got plans on Friday, you got D&D, and I know a lot of you feel fucking awful not being able to join the streams on Fridays. So, yeah, we'll go from there. So, I will talk to you all on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.